This episode of Says Who is brought to you by you. Yeah, you. For your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/sayswho. That's our Patreon, where pretty much every Sunday you get this all over again. You get me and Maureen doing a little thing we call the Town Watch, which at this point in 2025 is basically just a whole second episode of Says Who.
Yeah.
We did manage to keep this last one to 30 minutes, which is the normal goal. But I think that's the first one in this entire calendar year that has adhered to that.
And Dan?
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say, as someone who subscribes to a bunch of Patreons and relies on bonus episodes, I'm like, I want my bonus. We give you chunky bonus. I want to throw something down, Dan.
Oh, no.
You're going to be here shortly.
It's true.
And I was going to write to you and say, hey, when are we, overlapping time or whatever. But Dan, I want to take you to the Friends experience. Let me take you to the Friends experience for a cup of coffee. Come on.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's real close. We can walk over there, and you can get a piece of merch with every line ever uttered on that show.
It will all go completely over my head.
I think that I think you should go, though.
I mean, we could probably do that. Are they open on Mondays? I think Mondays.
You could always go to the Friends experience.
I think we could probably do that.
It opened during COVID, and I saw a giant line coming out of it. I'll never forget. Because I was like, oh, that's the one where they got COVID. That's a joke of the episodes, that every episode is entitled The One Where.
Oh.
So that's
good.
Yeah.
Well, that might end up happening. We'll see. But either way, get on board that Patreon, because you never know what'll happen. Over at patreon.com/sayswho, you give it the $5 level, you get access to all those Town Watches. There are more Town Watches than most podcasts ever have episodes. It's worth pointing out.
We could record the entire episode that week inside of the Friends experience.
I think maybe we do that. We'll figure this out.
All right.
I think either way, that week, because that will be the week that I'm out for the Webby Awards, which bafflingly are on a Monday. And so I'm flying back on the Tuesday. So I think we will need to record on Monday. And I think we could go to the Friends experience and just sit on a couch and record.
There we go, you guys. You heard it here.
But what was I saying? Oh, I did some user experience research for Patreon yesterday. They contacted me and they said, hey, we would like to, they were talking to podcasters or whatever. And when I told them how many bonus episodes we had done, the person audibly gasped. So you get a lot.
I'm surprised at that.
We operate in like the upper echelon of Patreon. There's a tier above us, but in terms of what we're doing and all of that, apparently we're way up there.
All we're saying is, if you subscribe to our Patreon, we work really hard to give you your money's worth, and we've only really ever used. Here's what we use the money for.
Yep.
I got a microphone.
Yep.
I got a new set of headphones.
Yep.
Dan, I think, bought like some equipment that we needed.
I mean, I take some money every month to do the actual work.
To do, like, literally to do. Yeah. No, like, he does all the work.
Yeah.
We went to Disneyland.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. We used it to go to Disneyland. We
true.
saved up for years to go to Disneyland.
It's all true. And your support helps make it happen over at patreon.com/sayswho. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you give it the $10 level, you become a member of the Says Who sticker club.
Yeah. Oh my God,
club.
this month? You're not. I'm not ready for this one.
I have to say that this year, I've had the hardest time with getting a sticker idea.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, when that idea hits, they've been the best of the entire run.
This one is brutal. And I think if you put it for sale, just in general in life, um, it would sell hard.
But it's not for sale. It's only available for you. In fact, it's not available for you if you're not already a member of the Says Who Sticker Club. That's the thing. You gotta already be a member.
Yeah.
You just gotta get in. Get in.
Every single month. I don't know we're talking about this, but Dan makes a full piece of artwork every month.
Yeah.
And we send you like 90 hours of bonus content.
Yeah, for real. It's a very good deal. It's a very good deal. Think about the like Substack that you pay $8 a month for and you get like one.
Yeah.
Anyway, patreon.com/sayswho.
It is like a little commune in a sense. It really is. It's like we just make the thing for you and then just give it to you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, listen up. I need to talk to you about big old booksy wooksies. They're great. I'll be going to the Edgar Awards this week. I got my dress, my shoes.
Oh, that's right. That's this week?
My shoes will really hurt because I still can't get that goddamn injection in my foot.
No good.
Still working on that. So it will hurt every step I take in my shoesy woozies.
When is that?
It's Thursday.
That's exciting.
It's another weird midweek. So I have seminars. There's like a symposium tomorrow. So I'll be on a panel tomorrow.
Okay.
And then my friend, my agent's coming in. We're going to go together. She's my date.
Is it in Baltimore?
No, it's here in New York.
Oh, I just assumed. Assumed because it's named after Edgar Allan Poe that it would be in Baltimore.
That would be really cool. No, it's here in New York.
Oh.
And
well, that's convenient.
Yeah, I can walk there.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, it's kind of a far walk, but I've walked there. I've worked there. Not in those shoesy woozies and not in my big dress. But yeah, and I won't win, but I will stare at those little Edgar.
You're gonna win.
Here's the thing, Dad. I've seen the other books, and it's one of those things where you're like, I won't, but I'm really happy to have been nominated. And I have sent my certificate out for framing to go. I've been nominated before, so now I have 2.
Nice.
Death at Morning House. But also, if you want to pre-order a Solve It Yourself mystery, we've put the link up. You can pre-order it anywhere, any bookshop. But if you pre-order it from the Mysterious Bookshop in New York City, which is the oldest mystery bookshop in the United States, Jay and I will be signing and personalizing those books. And we have committed to go down there and personalize the absolute hell out of them. So we will sign them. We will personalize them. We will he draws. So it's like a really cool gift and you're supporting a super cool bookstore. And it's genuinely actually someone asked me if a group could do it, and you could. You can absolutely pass it around if you want. You could do it. It's designed to be kind of just you doing it. But I was like, of course, if you guys want to pass it around and I'll look at it and try to work it out together and discuss it, it absolutely could be like a party game. It's just pass it around and you talk about it. And then at the end, you open the envelope in the U.S. edition. The envelope's only in the U.S. edition, and then there's a solution in there. And in the UK edition, it's just behind a page. I
love it. I've seen this thing. This thing is gorgeous. Do your pre-ordering. The link to the mystery bookshop. I already forgot the name of the bookshop.
Yeah, it's called the Mysterious Bookshop.
Mysterious Bookshop is here in the show notes. Just look there. Just look at your screen right now. Click that link. But you can also pre-order, but you wouldn't get the gift, and buy other books over at kickbezosintheballs.org, our own little bookshop. That man really deserves to get kicked in the balls.
You won't get to go to space, though, if you buy from them, which is actually fine by me because I really don't want to go to space.
Yeah, I don't understand that. We can talk about that. Let's get through these ads, though. If you're buying things on the internet,
these aren't ads. This is just conversation.
I mean, we're also
your
trying
beard's
to get
looking real. It's forking really nicely.
Yeah, it's
today.
really weird this morning. It's got this.
Look at that.
It's got like a snake's tongue on the bottom.
It looks like something that's used for divination.
I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, Go to merch.sayswhopodcast.com where you can get all sorts of Says Who merchandise. I'd also love if you visited shop.dansinker.com where I sell some patches and some shirts and some stickers, and, it's just a good time over there. The internet, it's a good time.
Wish I had a beard. It's like a little curtain for your jaw, so no one knows what's going on with it. No one knows what's happening with your jaw.
But why would we need to know what's going on? Like, what does that mean?
I think it's just it feels like you can contain a lot of information this way.
It covers up all my jawline tattoos.
Yeah, you did get those jawline tattoos, and I said it was a bad idea.
Those Earth Crisis tattoos.
Yeah,
Grew that
and I told you at the time
it was just. I know, I remember.
Yeah,
I was like, but it's cool.
Dan, it's just just the jawline is weird.
Actually, one side just says jaw and the other says line.
Yeah, it's
I just
honestly,
like a really literal tattoo. My other tattoo says tattoo. Across my chest in Old English lettering.
I do have a friend who has a tattoo right here that says skin. It's very cool. Nice. It's very cool. Anyway, whatever we were talking about.
Yeah, just do the things.
It's just that, Dan, my sink is blocked up.
Oh, well, you should get a plunger. Do you not have a plunger?
No, I have to get one.
Okay. I mean, they're pretty easy to come by.
I called maintenance and nobody, they were busy, so I just want to fix it.
I feel like if you were to get a plunger, you would be taking matters into your own hands.
Well, I'm looking up right now. Hold on.
They're inexpensive.
All right. How much are they?
Easy to come by. You should be able to get a decent plunger for well under $20.
Huh.
What's that?
I must be looking at the wrong thing. Could you just look up basic, like what I need? Just like
Sure. Let's see here. Plunger. Yeah, right there. See, you can get this plunger. It's pretty nice. It's a little more than I thought. It's $22, but
What?
Well, shipping on it's $44.
Huh.
Oh yeah, there's also a tariff on that.
Okay.
For another $78.
Okay. That seems like, I don't know. This seems like a lot because
there's also something called the destination handling fee. That's another $20.
Okay.
So, $164. You're good. You got a plunger.
$164?
Yeah, you're good. It's fine. You can plunge.
But okay. How about I just get
I mean, last week it was $22, but we're good.
I want to get a sink stopper. Maybe that might help me because those are like $2 or something, or $3. So I'll just sink stopper. $5.
Yeah, there you go.
Shipping $50.
Oh.
Handling fee $74.95.
I mean, it's not that bad.
And destination fee $104.
Look, what is a working sink worth to you, Maureen? I think that's really the question you need to ask yourself.
Do I need water?
Probably not.
Welcome. Grumpy Beard. It's to Says Who, the podcast that's not a podcast.
It's a coping strategy. I am Dan Sinker.
And I'm Maureen Johnson. And that was a little skit about tariffs.
Hey.
Did you get it? It was a little skit that we did
funny.
about.
That was funny stuff.
Today, I'm jumping right in. I'm just laughing just because the last thing that happened before we got on was that Amazon said that they were going to put the tariff cost on, and then the White House yelled at them.
And then they were like, we're taking them off. They're like, we never said we would do that.
They said, but Temu's doing it. And I've never looked at Temu. So I looked at Temu for the first time.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, was I confused by it.
I've never messed around with Temu, but I've done some Alibaba stuff before. And it is remarkable how much more expensive things are now on it.
They do put a little, like, if it's local, like if it's already in a warehouse, everything has a mark next to it that says local.
Yeah. They won't be in
So
that warehouse for long.
I did order, I was like, well, I guess I should get a couple things.
Yeah.
So it was like a couple new t-shirts, like tank tops and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like basic, like summer t-shirt kind of thing. A new pair of sneakers.
Yeah. It was when the tariffs, I think when they were still just sort of on the theoretical tip. Someone was pointing out that like shoes and that kind of thing are just going to be ridiculously expensive. And someone was like, well, no, not New Balance. New Balance makes their shoes in the United States. And I was like, do they really? Like, that was very surprising to me. And I looked it up. They make one shoe in the United States, and it looks vaguely therapeutic, and it costs $200. And then they also had like, check out our line of made in the USA stuff. And I was like, well, that's cool. Okay. And they had a ribbed tank top, white ribbed tank top, and it cost $99. And I was like, we're not ready for this. We're fucked.
We're not ready for this.
We're definitely not ready for this. That said, I also think, God, we're really just going right in. I don't really think the Trump administration is fully ready for this either. So, you know, they're now saying that car stuff, they're gonna waver on the tariffs. But I want to back up for a second, Maureen, because when you were talking about your amazing mystery thing, I remembered that at the comic shop / game shop that's just down the street from us, which is amazing, on their checkout counter, they have these little, they cost $6. Who knows, next week they'll probably cost $40. But little $6 packs. They're called mini crimes. Have you seen these?
No.
They're great. So they're a little pack, and what you get is like 10 cards and a little scenario. And the cards, you put them face up. So there's like, you get one card that's like the crime scene, and you can look at it, and there's sort of a scenario that describes it. And then you get like 10 cards that are close-ups of parts of that crime scene, and you can only choose a certain number of those cards. You can look at the front of them, but on the back is sort of a little bit of narrative associated with each one. And it's very chill. Like, there's a point system, but we were like, we're not going to play for points. But it was fun. We sat down, we threw our cards out on the table, and we played it. It was nice. It was there. I think they're German or something. So
I think they're German.
The scenario was like a soccer club had their trophy stolen, but it was a lot of fun.
I love stuff like that.
I know.
I attempted to play a video game for a little bit.
Okay.
There's a game called The Blueprints, which is a mystery game.
Oh, okay.
About this guy, your mad uncle has left you his mansion, but only if you discover the 46th room.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of those room drawing. So you play in days, and you have to throw down tiles to build the mansion each day. So it's a I didn't realize at first. I thought I was like, I'm just solving puzzles, but no, I'm actually lining up doors and trying to like build passageways. And I loved it until I got to one called the boiler room, where I had to like actually spin. Became like a link this to this pipe to this, then split. And like, I was so annoyed by it that I thought I liked this game, and I got to this room. And when I get to a certain point in games, I just walk away. Like,
I'm trying to look this up. You said it was called Blueprints?
The Blueprints, not blueprints.
Oh.
Like a person, like a blueprint.
I was like, you're describing a game called Blueprints, and it is not the game that I'm looking at now. Look at that.
It's very popular right now.
Well, that looks fun.
It is fun. Apparently, you only have to like solve the boiler room once or something, but I just got so irritated by it but the rest of it I really like.
Okay.
But then you actually have to walk through and read, like, there's documents, there's a mystery to solve in there, but you have to like line up the rooms and open the rooms to get to the other. So That's good.
That
What was the
sounds
name of the
fun.
show you told me about? It takes place in Tasmania.
Deadlock.
I'm gonna write that
Like
down.
Deadlock, Loch.
Deadlock. Write
It's
that down.
great. We just finished the 7th of 8 episodes last night. And both Janice and I were like, we have to go. We cannot stay up. We have to go to bed. But we didn't want to. We wanted to just finish.
We're doing TV stuff right now, but I just watched through, and I guess it was made last year. It's a new. This is only for people that are kind of interested in crime, like shows about actual crime, true crime, but kind of well done ones. This one's called The Long Shadow.
Okay.
And it's about the Yorkshire Ripper case.
Okay.
But what I liked about it, because the Yorkshire Ripper is one of the most famous murder cases in English history.
Okay.
What this show did is it's a dramatization of the actual investigation, and it really emphasizes the victims and how they were treated as people.
Okay.
Because a lot of the victims were sex workers, and how that was perceived, and how basically not listening to women.
Yep.
Like how you kind of get blinded by what you think you know, and not listening to the victims and all the mistakes that were made along the way.
Okay.
And that case eventually led to the Take Back the Night marches.
Oh, wow.
Because there were so many murders. By the end, this guy had really escalated, and it was going so fast that women organized, and because all the police were like, well, women should just stay home, or women can't go out alone anymore. And they were like, hey, since we're not the problem, how about men don't go out anymore? Men have to stay home because they're the problem. And that's where the Take Back the Night kind of marches originated. So.
When you're saying there were a lot of murders, how many murders are we talking?
13 known ones.
That is a lot of murders.
But there's more than that probably. Wow. And more attacks than that. Like he almost killed people and they survived.
When did this take place?
Between 1975 and 1981.
Oh, wow. So relatively recent.
Yeah, the first known one was 75, but they were his first attack was really in 1969. And then he attacked a ton of people. Just a few survived for various reasons. But they also cover those survivors and like what they went through.
Okay.
Even down to them trying to get benefits because he would attack people. They had head injuries.
Okay.
So like trying to like live with that and live with what the press was doing. I just really appreciate it never shows the crime ever. That was what I really liked about it. There's no crime. Like you meet the victim and then you see them go out, and the next thing you see is like the police arriving, but they never show. Like they just don't do any of that. It's never shown.
This is a fictionalization. This is a dramatization. This is not a
dramatization, but it's very close. Like they actually recreate press conferences. Like they stick pretty close to everything that actually happened.
Oh, okay.
And they are all playing the real people, and they've invented like a couple characters, but because there are a lot of famous press conferences. Toby Jones is in it. He's great. Okay. David Morrissey, like they have great actors in it, but it's really about the women.
Well, that's
and
cool.
Just how they never show the crime, and they really just show the process of like, here are the people, here's people trying to communicate the problem, and here's how the problem is and here's how this problem becomes systematic.
I like it.
So I recommend it.
I just realized that we had only discussed Deadlock on the Town Watch. But folks in the Facebook group recommended it to Janice as something we should watch. And so we were like, let's do it. It's great. Takes place in Tasmania. A couple of folks from Taskmaster, Australia, and New Zealand are like the main characters in it. And it's awesome. It's about a string of murders happening in a fairly rural town that has gone from being like a rural town run by sort of the misogynistic football club to a town that in the last few years has kind of reinvented itself as like a lesbian art colony town. So a lot of very interesting sort of town town dynamics at play, along with a lot of misogyny and all of that. But the thing about it is that it's actually really funny. Like, they're able to really walk a remarkably tricky line of making things funny while also
is it
dealing
woke?
with what's that?
Is it woke?
It's very woke.
Okay.
It's very woke. But it's it's Tasmania woke.
Well,
But it's great. It's been very, very good. It's been a good watch. I will say one of the characters early on is so dislikable that it almost makes it hard to watch. And then eventually they kind of come around. But woof. There's one character that is just like, oh, fuck. But it's great. And I very much appreciate the folks that recommended it. A whole bunch of people chimed in. They were like, it's great.
See, we're talking about stuff that's good.
Yeah.
This is fun talking.
It is fun talking.
Because it's been like it's just a fun time. Dan, do you have trouble focusing still?
Yes.
It's just, unless I have now a list in front of me that's absolutely I just fog. Complete fog.
Yeah. It is a lot. Right now is a lot, for sure. And I think that, I've been doing a lot more kind of list-based, making sure I'm checking boxes and all of that, because otherwise, I'm losing it.
It's the cognitive overload of the speed of the change is designed to break us.
Yeah.
So we can fight back by taking a break, enjoying something.
Yeah, definitely.
That rest cools down the brain a little bit. Making a list.
Checking it twice.
Got to find out who's naughty and nice.
Mostly they're naughty.
But Dan!
Yeah.
There was an election yesterday.
There was an election yesterday in
Canada.
You
did it, Canada.
Just north of us.
Have we stopped talking about invading Canada, or is that still on the table? I forgot that was a thing.
I mean, I think we'll get to that part. But the Canadian parliamentary elections were yesterday. Up until just a few months ago, the expectation was that the Conservative Party was going to win in a rout. They were polling significantly higher than the Liberal Party that has held the Canadian, the Prime Minister and all that shit. And then Donald Trump was elected. And what did he start doing first thing? Talking about, as you point out, invading Canada, or his preferential mode, Canada just deciding to become the 51st state. And despite the fact that the prime minister at the time was like, that's not happening, he was like, well, he started referring to him as the governor and all of this shit. Okay, first of all, that's all insane. Second of all, it represents such an incredible misread of Canada and Canadians that it's sort of incredible, because Canadians love more than anything being Canadian. That's their number one thing.
They do like it.
They love it.
I see why.
It's a good place. In the weeks since this attack began, the national anthem is booed at hockey games. Like,
ours, not Canadian, not the Canada one.
No,
ours,
the American national anthem. Like,
my favorite is when they see our products in stores, they turn them upside down.
Yeah.
So that people know not to buy them.
The number of people vacationing from Canada in the United States has dropped some insane number, like 70% or something.
I didn't realize how many people from Canada came to the New Jersey shore for summer.
Yeah.
But apparently that's a huge industry.
Yeah.
And nobody's coming.
Yeah, it's also true in Florida. There are huge swaths of sort of Canadian snowbirds and things like that have not been showing up. They just fucking love being Canadian. And so the polling, if you look at polling before this election, there's just sort of a moment where the conservative line just shoots straight down and the liberal line shoots straight up. And yesterday, the Liberal Party won yet again their spots in Parliament and continue to hold the prime ministership. I think we're still trying to figure out if they have a actual majority in Parliament, but they have a minority in Parliament right now that is able to then, build a coalition with the other kind of left-leaning groups and get their guy in. But that leads me to believe that I think he will just up the rhetoric about invading Canada even more now.
Yeah, I'd forgotten forgotten we were saying we're going to invade. There's so much going on that we just, you kids, oh, right. Yeah, that's right. We said we're going to invade Canada. All right.
We're also going to invade Greenland, which we sort of seem to have quieted down on after J.D. Vance went and literally no one would visit him. By the way, J.D. Vance, who, let's not forget, last week killed the Pope. After killing the Pope, traveled to India, where almost immediately the worst sort of acts of terror to have blown up literally in India in a while broke out. So this man is just sort of a walking angel of death at this point.
To this end, that we're talking about various scattered events, I'm pulled up my Says Who Shoe bingo card.
Yeah, let's talk Says Who Shoe.
So right now we have 3 boxes ticked off.
4.
I didn't put an X through my Maureen deadline spiral because I've stopped spiraling.
But you admitted at the time you were all, this is the deadline spiral.
Right.
Everyone else just gasped when you said that.
All right, hold on. There we go. Now, I want to discuss a couple things here.
Yeah.
Whew. Oh, I got one of those markers.
Real smelly?
Oh, no, this one, yeah, but like in the sense of like this one will absolutely make you high.
Now you're high. From
oh my
one cross
God.
out, you're flying.
What a marker. Okay. I want to know if the signal, sharing all the signal chats, counts as Pete Hegseth public drunkenness.
Yeah, so I think there are two squares in the Says Who shoe. So for folks that don't know what the fuck we're talking about, was it before or inauguration week? Where
it was like January 1st.
Yeah, it was early on. We made a series of predictions that then got turned into a bingo variant where you spell out the letters S, H, O, and E.
I'll just read them very quickly.
Yeah.
Maureen has a problem in her building. Already happened. Eric Adams' pardon. We called that one.
Yep.
Rudy Giuliani floats running for mayor. That hasn't happened.
Nope.
I get a new planner. That has not happened.
Has not happened yet.
Pete Hegseth public drunkenness.
Yep.
A dojo bump video. Will we see him doing some coke this year? Trump health scare. RFK Jr. health scare. Dan gets a new job. Trump and Elon break up. Free Luigi t-shirts. That happened.
Yep.
The TikTok ban. Trump fooled by AI. I have a question on that one too.
Okay.
Eric Adams gets a Trump job.
Yeah.
Elon Musk ketamine scandal.
Yeah.
And the aforementioned Maureen deadline spiral. So those are the 16.
Yeah, so crossed out so far is Eric Adams' pardon, which we decided the sort of while it wasn't an official pardon, his indictment being lifted was enough. Maureen building problem, that one was a given. That should have just been the free space.
It is, yeah.
Free Luigi t-shirts and Maureen deadline spiral. Those are all the crossed out ones.
Yeah.
But there are ones I think that are worth discussing right now.
Yeah.
You raised Trump fooled by AI.
Yeah.
What is that one?
The tariff chart.
Oh. Now that is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, right?
The general consensus at this point is that the tariff rates that they debuted were generated by asking ChatGPT to come up with something.
And now he believed that's what other countries are taking from us.
I think that you might be correct.
Yeah?
That's certainly an interpretation that we had not.
We didn't know.
I sort of imagined that he would see a photo of one of those like weirdly emaciated children sitting in front of a birthday cake and invite them to the White House or whatever. Right. But I think that you're right.
Yeah.
Somebody, I think that you're right.
Okay. This is an official call.
Calling it.
Trump fooled by AI.
I'm using a big paint marker. Boom.
Oof. Oh, what a marker.
Yeah, see, the mine doesn't smell.
Oh, this one's really... Oh,
all right. Pete Hegseth, from the public drunkenness. So...
It's more difficult, I think.
Yeah. I mean, is he fucking up? Yes. He has shared information on Signal group chats. He has seemingly alienated the entire Pentagon against him. Almost all of his upper level kind of staff and things like that have been fired or resigned. Every public appearance he makes, he is certainly unhinged. But I'm not sure that we can call it public drunkenness yet. Right? I feel like that one...
Well, I think maybe we'll know when we know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. I think it will be fairly... I don't think there will be much of a discussion there.
Right.
So I think that one's not there.
Okay.
So the other one, and this is sort of a broader discussion, is Trump and Elon breakup. And I think maybe we can kind of discuss the news of the week, because that's what the news is all about right now in my notes. Yeah. It is being widely reported at this point that Elon Musk is going to be stepping back from his fake job of meddling in the government. Now, one might say, okay, well, they're breaking up, right? But there are two reasons for it. The first is purely administrative. He is classified as something called a special government employee. And that title specifically can only work for 130 days in the government. They do not have to be sequential days, but in this case, they are. Which means that this is all coming to an end in late May, whether they were successful or unsuccessful or whatever, right? Like, would they probably come up with a reason to, change his title or whatever? Sure. But at least the current designation, this was always had an end date in May. The other reason that he seems to be stepping back is that Tesla just announced their quarterly earnings. Profits are down 71% from this quarter last year. That's a lot of percent. I don't know if you know.
Is that bad?
It's not good.
Right.
It's definitely not good. In fact, Tesla would have posted a loss, except that about 40% of Tesla's profits on any given time is actually by selling sort of an imaginary coin called regulatory credits to other car makers. So a large part of Tesla's business is essentially saying we're creating zero emission vehicles. And so we get these magic credits that other car makers can buy from us to make up for the fact that they are still producing gas guzzling vehicles.
Hmm.
Like, that's fucking stupid. But that is a foundational part of their business. And in fact, had they not sold something like $500 million worth of these in this quarter, they would have posted a significant loss. So he's saying he's going back to work, back to focusing on Tesla, which I'm sure makes anyone that still works at Tesla and has some sort of a moral center a little uneasy.
Right.
So he's doing that in order to keep Tesla's stock price from fully tanking. That all of these things, that this kind of Tesla stock price going down kind of aligns with the general time frame with which he was always going to be stepping away from the government, has meant that there's been a lot of kind of looking back. So according to Bloomberg, what does he have to show for this? Well, one is that he has lost 25% of his fortune. So good job. Many billions of dollars at this point. Well played. There are now Tesla protests that happen in front of Tesla dealerships pretty much every weekend. Some of them very large. They were absolutely one of the things that helped to really kickstart the sort of extremely large scale hands-off protests that are continuing. The Cybertruck has been called the auto industry's, quote, biggest flop in decades. According to Forbes, it missed its sales projections by 84%.
Is that bad?
That's not great.
Okay.
Elon Musk attempted to buy a Supreme Court seat in Wisconsin, and that fully failed. In fact, the Republicans lost that Supreme Court seat by more than they had lost their last Supreme Court seat.
Is that bad?
It's not great. Many of the layoffs and some of the budget cuts that Doge has implemented are currently blocked in the courts. Doge, overall, their original intention was to trim $2 trillion from federal spending, which everyone said that is not going to happen and is impossible. And very quickly, they changed that $2 trillion to $1 trillion. They have now downgraded that to $150 billion. The difference between $150 billion and $1 trillion is $1 trillion. Like, let's keep in mind that $100 billion is a lot of money, but $1 trillion is a lot of money.
Is it?
Yeah. So Doge ultimately has everything that they have done, and what they have done is insane. Like, this is one of the things that I keep coming back to. Like, they have laid off vast swaths of government. They have canceled active contracts, active grants, all of this. They have laid waste. And yet it's $150 billion. Like, that is nothing. That is like coins in a couch for government spending. It is, in fact, less than 1/10 of what they originally promised that they were going to cut. And that's not even counting the fact that the Yale Budget Lab is now projecting that Doge will have cost the government about $135 billion this year in lost revenue from cuts that they're doing to the IRS, and also from just the inefficiencies in laying off so many people. So ultimately, we're talking about maybe they cut $15 billion. Okay. In the process, sowing absolute chaos end to end in the government. Chaos that's going to take a lot of effort to undo. And in the process, I think the biggest takeaway that Elon Musk has from this whole thing is that his brand as anything but a far-right figure is entirely dead. So good job.
Well, is that so they're not breaking up, Dan. I don't think this is a breakup yet.
I think that's the thing. He's leaving.
I don't think it is.
But
yeah,
I feel like the terminology of breakup there needs to be some mess.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so far, there's certainly been some kind of internal reports that Elon's star has faded, right? But and there's been a little bit of kind of palace intrigue about whether or not some of the layoffs were then, or some of the things that Elon said would happen in agencies were then kind of handed over to the heads of agencies. But I don't feel like it's a breakup yet.
No, I don't think so either.
I feel like we need to see one of them turn on the other to really call it a breakup.
I mean, Elon did say he didn't like the tariffs, but that's not.
Yeah.
We need to see.
If he were to say, you know, these morons put into play these AI generated tariffs and they're destroying America or something like that, like, yes. But so far he's just said, like, I'm going to work to get these changed.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I don't think they've broken up yet.
It's Trump fooled by AI, though, so that's the...
We have called that one. Look at how nice my little green marker is on that.
Oh, that is... Look at how thick that is.
I know.
That's a good one.
I love all my thicky markers.
Wow, thicky markers. That's Thicky Checks' cousin, Thicky Markers. In their family, the first name is the thing that's kind of kept. Thicky Checks, exactly. Thicky Markers.
Yeah. When I started playing Dungeons and Dragons in like 3rd or 4th grade, my friend at the time and we had brother dwarves were our characters. And one of them was named Hammy Smacks and the other was named Beefy Smacks.
I would love it if we were Hammy Smacks and Beefy Smacks.
And I still to this day often call characters in games Hammy Smacks or Beefy Smacks.
Sorry, Oscar has decided. Oh, thank you. We're in the middle of
what's being delivered? It looks like you're being handed a baby.
It's a baby. Oh, Dan.
It's a package. Look at this. It's mail day. It's mail time for Maureen.
Mail time. This is a new bra.
Hey, congratulations.
New bra just dropped.
Look at that.
This is my pre-tariff, summer, I bought a new pair of sneakers. I bought a new bra.
Nice.
Bought a new bathing suit because the ass on the other one fell out. Occasionally, but they just wear out. The material goes thin and I like that. And then it just was like, ass fell out. New bathing suit.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that stuff couldn't wait. That couldn't have waited 15 minutes. Speedy delivery.
He just decided to bring it into.
Sure. Well, that's exciting.
Well, you guys, with the tariffs and also because now we don't have an FDA or anything like that to, protect food purity and things. And we'll go back to when people used to put sawdust in bread and things like that. There's going to be a lot of problems with meat.
Yeah.
Now, as a vegetarian for a long, long time, my first reaction is, oh, so now you want to know about beans, but I'm happy you're here. Don't eat meat. Not in America. Look, I'm just going to, I don't like to push my views on this, but if there was ever a time to be like, maybe I should stop eating meat, I suggest it now because it's about to get all salmonella-y and chlorine and other very unpleasant things. So if nothing else, so as not to catch diseases, I've always wanted to start, if I had any dream project that was just purely for love, TikTok, not trying to get a big following.
Yeah.
It'd be cooking vegetarian food.
I mean, you could do that.
I know. A lot of people do that already.
A friend of mine who I just did some work with last year, he just launched a new website called Bean Tips at beantips.com.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
The footer is be kind, cook beans, punch Nazis.
This is what I'm talking about. You guys, if I have one recommendation for you, it's embrace the chickpea.
You know what is funny about that? We actually just bought some chickpeas at the store.
Yeah. Get a bunch of dried ones.
Okay.
They're cheap as hell.
Yeah.
You just give them a rinse.
Yeah.
So put a pot on the stove.
Mm-hmm.
You want something good? Here's what you do. You put a pot on the stove.
Yeah.
When it's hot, you put a little olive oil in there, and then you chuck in like a clove of garlic. If you've got like a little piece of shallot or onion, like a half of one, and keep the other half. Always keep the half. Make something else with it, like a little piece of a carrot. And here's like a couple aromatics, like whatever you got.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker.
Okay.
Just take the little peel off a lemon, just just a little bit of the peel, and you chuck it in there. Sizzle it around for like a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Put in your
like
beans.
You zest it, or you just
kind of the zest, like just a little strip of peel.
Yeah.
Chuck that in there, and a bay leaf.
Okay.
Chuck your beans in there, water, and about a good amount of water.
Okay.
Say a finger's worth of water on top, or a little less. Boil it, and then when it boils, turn it down a little bit, and you just don't even think about it. And it just kind of bubbles away for about an hour or so.
Yeah.
Best fucking beans you'll have. Put them in everything.
Okay.
You make hummus with those. You can make, you put them in soups. Make a tagine that's amazing. You put in curries. Like, just then take them off the stove and like put them in your fridge with some of that water.
Okay.
Also, dry them out. Just like rinse them. Put them on a baking sheet. Toss them in a little olive oil with some like, some seasonings that you like. Quick little sit in the oven. You can make them crispy. Put that shit on everything.
Okay.
On top of salads, on top of soups, snacks. You could just snack on that shit.
Snack on that shit.
It's so easy. You make too many, you just put it in a bag, you freeze them.
Okay.
They'll never let you down.
All right.
That's just chickpea tips today.
Well, that's very nice.
Always have a bubbling pot of chickpeas in the background.
See, it's the thing about the dried beans is the time commitment there.
It is so simple and so quick. The chickpea is truly simple.
I guess.
You turn it down and you have it on the stove, and then you do other things for like an hour, and you do not ever have to think about it. And then you just come back and you try one, and if it's good, you take it off the heat. You're done.
All right. I believe you.
I have one at, like, if I just throw it on and I do a bunch of other stuff, and then after about an hour I go and I check on it.
Okay.
You got an Instapot?
Yeah, I do.
You put that shit in an Instapot.
Okay.
You don't have to think about that shit.
That's true. That's the beauty of the Instant Pot.
You put it in there, you set it, and you walk away, and then you have perfect beans.
How long do you got to Instant Pot it for?
You have to look at the times on that one, because I think it depends on the pot model. But it's really simple.
Okay.
You set it, and you walk away, and you go, and you come back perfect beans. Dry beans are so cheap, it's so good for you. And one more last bean tip. If you're feeling really like you want to splash a little cash out on some beans. And by splash cash, I mean $6.
Yeah.
The best beans out there are called Rancho Gordo. That's the brand.
Yeah.
They just grow the best beans.
Mm-hmm.
They taste good because they're grown well. And they have a load of beans and bean tips.
Okay.
But
Looking
they're famously,
right now.
Yeah, they're famously good. And because they're grown well and they're fresh when you get them, they cook more, like they cook quickly and they have a great flavor. So if I get a bag of Rancho Gordos, I'm like, holy shit, got some Rancho Gordos here.
Man, look at that sicko shit. You can join a bean wait list.
Mm-hmm. Because they grow like heirloom varieties. They also partner with a farm that they're in Mexico that they are friends with, and they bring up a lot of really delicious Mexican beans and spices.
Okay.
And really good chili. They really, really fresh chili. It's just worth it.
Okay.
It's just worth it.
Man, black garbanzo beans.
What? They have black garbanzo beans now?
Black garbanzo beans, also known as Sisi Negri in Italy. These rare heirloom legumes have a firm texture and an irresistible nutty, earthy flavor.
What?
Yeah.
Holy
Look at that.
All right, now, where are these? Where are they, Dan?
If you just click on the heirloom beans. They're like four pulls down.
Okay.
They're hanging out next to the Buckeye
Black are
bean and above the black caviar lentil.
denser, thicker, not chewy. Oh my God.
There you go.
Black chickpea soup. Look at that hummus. It's like a beautiful, oh, that's a beautiful color.
There you
Oh.
go. Get that ordered, Maureen. Get that ordered.
Christmas has come early.
That does look good.
Yeah. They're really good beans. I'm not joking. They're worth the money. They and you'll spend less on beans. Okay, like these fancy ass beans, for a pound of them is $7.25.
Yeah.
And for
How
that,
many beans does a pound of beans make you?
a lot of beans.
I bet.
Yeah, like a lot. And you like even their just normal chickpeas. Okay, these are the fanciest chickpeas you'll buy, and they're $6.25.
Yeah.
And you will get so many meals out of that. So many meals.
All right.
No one's going to eat a pound of chickpeas in one sitting unless you got a lot of people coming. Throw that shit in a salad. Dan, you put a little salad. You just cook those nice and you marinate, toss them in a little like vinaigrette, throw in some tomatoes, some cucumbers, whatever you like.
Mm-hmm.
You pickle a little onion in the fridge, toss that in there.
I do like
fresh
pickled
herbs.
onion.
So easy. Fridge pickles, my friends. You just don't have to.
We've been
Fridge
buying
pickles.
these pickles at the store called Grillo's Pickles. They're amazing. They're real lightly vinegaried. Oh,
So cheap and easy to make at home. You have a little bit of leftover carrot.
yeah.
Put it in a dish with a little vinegar brine. Set that in your fridge while you're cooking, and then when you're ready,
Yep.
those little carrot peelings, you got yourself a pickle.
Yeah.
And you still have most of your carrot.
Doing that with red onion is the best. Little vinegar,
Yeah.
little bit of sugar.
This is what you do. You put half in the bean pot, save the other half, do a little quick pickle with it.
All right.
Never throw away your half a carrot or your half. You make a soup out of that. There's a soup. This is why I want to do it, Dan. I'm like, how can it?
There you go.
Dishes for $1. You know what I mean? Vegetarian dishes for like $1.
Very well.
You think?
Doing your thing.
You think?
With beans.
I'm really more like a salad
TikTok.
person, like a salad dressing person. But there's so many people already. It's just that, and they're all very like, and they always have to spin, and then they have to take a step and go,
Right.
and then
But
they
the
just
thing
kind of.
about TikTok is that there's so many people is fine, because the whole thing about the algorithm is it just churns through people. So
I know.
I've
I've been a vegetarian for a long time. I'm pretty passionate about things like soup, salad dressing. Like.
Yeah, you just do it. Someday, just set a little tripod up in your kitchen and do it.
I've thought about it.
You should. You should do it.
I made a Korean tofu the other day that was so goddamn good.
That sounds great.
It was so good.
Okay, I believe you.
I put a little quick pickled carrot on that shit.
Yum.
It was good, Dan. I'm not joking.
I'm not. I don't think you're joking.
I'm not fucking with you.
You know what we have been doing?
No.
About once a week is Korean vegetable pancakes, and boy, those are good. Get a little bag of the Korean pancake, flour from H Mart. Just chop up a bunch of veg, coat it in that stuff, and then just fry it up. Oh, it's so good.
Dan, I have become addicted to Guys Grocery Games now.
Guys Grocery Games is the best.
You guys, it is. They have one game now where they get really fancy chefs and they have to cook in turns, and each of them gets 10 minutes on a 30-minute cook, and they don't know what the others have been making.
Fun.
And they just have to jump in like halfway and then halfway again to try.
I do appreciate how many variants they have in the show, right? Like you never quite know what combo of things is going to go down, and I like that.
Yeah, it's good, guys.
Yeah.
So, beans, Guys Grocery Games, these markers here.
Anyway, Says Who is made possible by you. through your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/sayswho. That's our Patreon, where you get this all over again most Sundays. If you give it the $5 level, add another $5 to that, and you get a sticker in the mail every month because you become a member of the Says Who Sticker Club, which is a real good club. We didn't even talk, Maureen, about the fact that Dojo and some bros are launching a $500,000 membership club called the Executive Club in Washington, D.C.
It's the dumbest name I've ever heard.
So I like it because it feels like executive time, which I always assumed was Donald Trump's time when he was pooping.
Oh, that's right. Executive time. Didn't we make a...
We made little eye shades.
Eye shades that said executive time on.
Yeah. Anyway, made possible by you. The Says Who Sticker Club is much better than that club. Anyway, patreon.com/sayswho. Our theme music is performed by Ted Leo, who's currently out on the road with the Gang of Four. Ted Leo is a member of the Gang of Four. What on earth? Amazing. Go see him. Our logo is designed by Darth. You can contact us at SaysWhoPodcast.com on Blue Sky, at SaysWho at omfg.town on Mastodon. You can always email at that is HEY at SaysWhoPodcast.com. Join the discussion on Facebook at /group/SaysWhovians. That's where I found out about Deadlock. Thank you all. Our Facebook group is moderated by Janice Dillard. There's also the fan-run Discord server at tinyurl.com/sayswhodiscord. Whatever you do, spread the word, subscribe, leave stars and reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever it is that you listen. And you can join us next Wednesday, May 7th, for our very next episode. From my basement in Chicago, I am Dan Sinker.
From here, the greatest city in the United States, I'm Maureen Johnson.
This has been Says Who. Wow. There it is.
There it is.
We actually did one in basically an hour. It's been a while.
Let's keep going then.
Nature is healing.